Um, yeah, well, I don't know. I feel like I don't even know how to do an introduction because first video and all that. I don't even know what I'm going to call this, but I feel like needed to um I don't know, have a place where I could just talk. Maybe someone can appreciate the things I say or not. I don't know. I just got tired of writing everything and then so I feel like I need a place to kind of just, I don't know, speak my mind. Uh, and hopefully help someone. But today I wanted to talk about how I've been feeling lately, and I feel like a lot of people can relate to. One of the things that I've been feeling lately is I just feel like my creative process on things just doesn't come through at all. And it's a big reason for it is you know, self-expectation. I feel like I expect too much from myself, and that also just stems from comparing myself to others and seeing the progress on other people. And I don't. It's not like I take it. Well, I'm an artist and a musician, and it's not like I take my art with being the most serious thing in the world. I do it mostly like a hobby. I don't really want to. I mean, I would love to, but I don't really want to live off of my art. It would be incredible to do so. Don't get me wrong, like, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but it just doesn't feel right to do so. It's also like a lot of work that my mind just doesn't let me put into anything really, which also turns into a lot of my relations just not uh going well. Like I'm talking friends and partners, which I don't know. It just depends a lot. I'm kind of rambling. This is why I made the video. I'll get better at talking as I go through. This is partly why I wanted to make videos and kind of like just talk because I really just wanted a place where I could um talk. I have difficulty speaking uh, to anybody. Doesn't really matter who it is. But if I don't have a set motif or something to go off of, I just spent 950. Or something to kind of move the conversation from. I don't know how to speak, and it's getting tiring to being out with some friends and I have nothing to say because I really don't. That it's not like I don't do anything. Well, it's not like I do much to talk about. I usually, I don't. It's really hard to find a job for me. I don't really have any studies. I got here late, which means that I don't have classes. I don't have a job. I just stay home, which also explains why I'm so hard on myself, I guess, because I don't really have any as to why I'm not practicing enough or not improving enough on my art. And I mean, obviously, there is improvement. There's bound to be improvement, whether you like it or not. Mostly because you're just like you're still like doing things. As long as it's a small thing and you enjoy what you do, uh, you're gonna see improvement. The only part is that I haven't been enjoying what I do, and it's the only thing I got going on right now. So it's pretty counterintuitive that I talk about improvement and see myself get better at things and handle things better when in the time that I say it, I don't see that. But same time, I know it's happening. Like same thing happens with me in relationships where I feel like I think I also think that a lot of people can um relate to this where you know I don't feel like the feelings are real, but I know they are. But my brain just doesn't like. I know the facts, but my friend doesn't feel like it. You know, and then it gets really fucking annoying. To just be this person that you have to reassure of everything, and I don't really actually I don't really ask for the reassurance either way, even though I know that most of my friends would give me that reassurance. Most of my friends are there for me. I, I don't want to say take advantage, but I don't take the chance. I guess be a better word to talk to them and be like, hey, are you mad at me? Like, I guess I know people are not mad at me per se, but it's also that drive of knowing what people think of me and what people think of my art and what people think of my music. And if it's a compliment, it's never genuine, but if it's something like a normal thing to say or like constructive criticism, I only take the bad things in what they say, which sucks. Because I don't want to do that. I want to just be normal. Uh, but it's I lost. These videos are gonna be hard for me at the beginning. I just want you to know that, especially the gameplay going on. But I'm trying to multitask. My brain has been running. Oh yeah, that was one of the points that I wanted to talk about. Is social media and expectancy, I guess. Not that much on expectancy because each person uh thinks of themselves differently. But I feel like the most common thing to think about right now is how everything just boring, or that you just can't handle something that is more than 10 seconds long. And the same thing is happening to me. And I'm not sure why exactly. I'm guessing it's also, I mean, I'm sure why exactly. It's short form content, but also you can't really detox from it. It really just grabs you and just keeps you in there. And it fucking sucks. It really does. Because it's I guess like an addiction. It could be just flat out an addiction. I was talking about this, about addictions in media and in general with some friends last night. We were talking specifically about VR chat and how, some people seek that kind of fulfillment that they don't get in real life in VR chat. And Jesus Christ. And I get it. I get it fully. Uh, as I mean, nobody knows, or if you know me and you found this video, but I'm a trans person. I I was no-binary a long time ago, then transitioned to uh feminine, and then feminine. I don't like labels themselves, but if I had to call something, if I had to call myself something, it would be non-binary and then male to female. Non-binary again, which is the point that I'm at. But mostly because I just don't care. And when I played VR chat, I realized like, oh hey, there's a lot of people that they can look how they want to look. Um, they can feel how they want to feel, and they can surround themselves with people that you know are in the same page as them. But it gets to a point where if most of your life that, then it becomes unhealthy to cut out your real people over, you know, people you met online that only know you for an avatar that you've used. Which it happens everywhere, but on VR chat especially. And I'm talking from experience here. I was on VR chat for a bit, but it's just like it was in a moment of my life where I was really surrounded by people who were really into that kind of scene. Not in the VR chat scene today, but in the scene of, hey, I'm online and I don't care about the world because, you know, this feels good. And it seems temporary, but the internet is really fucking big and people just don't they don't realize that until, you know, really late. Fuck. Like how I was, Canada. Well, I was in one of those scenes and I went to Canada and had a girl. We were together. I'm from so when I went to visit her, I realized like, oh wow, this it's detrimental. Like we stayed in her basement the entire time. Go out. Well, we barely went out, and you know that fucking reeks. Especially because it was a very how do I say this? A very sexual scene. Um, I guess I could call it. But well, so our meeting went mostly about that, and it felt horrible. It really did. And then I realized, like, hey, maybe what it's meant to be, and I don't at all. It also did some things to me that oh shit that they're pretty bad. I could have just got her into jail, but I didn't. I realized like, hey, it's not her fault that things happened. I also, you know, enabled it. That's how I was. It's still like the pain is there though. Um, it's not really easy to think about it. So but I'm getting better on it. But it's a lot of I don't know why my head is feeling fucked about. I've had like clear thoughts on this subject for a long time. But it's a lot of blocking out everything else and just focusing on what gives you that little boost in your brain. A lot of people talk about this, and at the beginning, uh, when I was in that time, I was like, yeah, no, fuck off. This is like some kids to get me off. Or like, you know, typical. I call it parent slander, where they were like, it's because of that damn PlayStation, that kind of thing. And you know what? No, it's not. They're right. Everybody that talks about that, well, not everybody. There are some like odd people, but most people that talk about it, they do it from a place of understanding and a place of, hey, I've been there. Like recently, I don't know if anybody has seen it, but G-Slide made a video of him talking about how on he had an accident and then when he got back he wasn't worried about a YouTube video rather than the accident itself. Even though he almost died. And yeah, no, like same thing would happen to me like when I got back from that trip and a horrible thing happened to me. I would just be worried about, hey, I need to keep up with this thing. You know, I talked about it with some friends and they were like, hey, dude, like you stop, dude, you know, they're real. Which it's really hard to do because when you're at a low point in your life, you seek out anything that makes you happy or that gives you a small amount of serotonin. I don't like that word. It just feels like I'm preaching, but I'm not. Like I'm not trying to. I don't know. Say anything preachy. It's weird, but I. That's like serotonin is turned into a buzzword now. Kind of like how people say, "Oh, I'm autistic." I'm not. Okay, this is this is a hot take, but everybody says they're autistic. They're not really autistic. They're mostly like you're nonverbal because you're socially awkward. That doesn't mean you're autistic. I can get distracted easily, but that doesn't mean I have the. You know what I mean? And that kind of thing is like it's a buzzword and neurotypical or divergent. The fact you like a weighted blanket. And I met a lot of people like that, and I can't really blame them either, because it's just how people talk culture today. I guess not really culture. Like I don't know, it's really normalized to just call something a mental disorder or be overly worried about something. Like yesterday, my friend was worried I was gonna get an eating disorder because I didn't have lunch. Like, no, dude, there was just no food. I didn't want to eat and I wasn't hungry, so I just waited until later. Like, if there's no food in my house, I'm just gonna wait until later so that I could eat better and have it fill me for more of the day. Like, um, I'm not gonna like, I don't know, stop eating. If you know me, I'm a big bag. Eating is one of the things that I love most. I'm not gonna stop that just because there's no food in my house. Like, I'm still gonna eat. I don't know. Overly worried. Like, one time I mentioned to one of my friends, which these group of people, and I told them like, "Hey, my mom took my door off the hinges before I could even like begin to explain." They were like, "Oh my god, that's so abusive. That's horrible." And I'm like, "Oh, we're just changing the doors. Like we're getting new doors." It's like that jump to the worst thing they feed into themselves, and I feel like that's why I left that group. I also left that group because things out of my control. Um, um, my one of my exes did a joke that was really out of touch, and I took the blame for it because I was a suck up bitch. So they were like, "Hey, you fucking suck," and they dropped me. That's what I think happened, but I think they have some other gripe for me. I feel like they just didn't like me uh, from before. Because when I tried to join back, and I apologized and I explained to them, they're like, well, this person doesn't want you in," which is the person that I have. In any way, shape, or form, other than, sharing the moments in voice chat. Which is of this group. And then when that hit, I was like, yeah, I don't want to be in here either way. Uh, in retrospect, which is why I haven't tried reconnecting. Well, I did try reconnecting with my best friend from that group, but he didn't want to, and it was pretty clear. And even though he kept telling like, "Oh, hey, yeah, no, I want this, but you're gonna have to work for it. Okay, but you also have to, like, you will hurt me." And he agreed. And then that was the last time we spoke. That probably like almost a year from year before this, like a year ago. Fuck. Oh, fuck. Like a year before this, a year ago. Fuck, a year ago. It's the last time we spoke, and that fucking sucks because we were like siblings. People called us brothers. Wait, back to my point. Sorry, I got you read. Yeah, it's a lot of like putting yourself in the moment. It's like a cigarette, I guess. That like I smoke, for example, and I quit for like 3 months, right back, and You really have to put yourself through it. There's no easy way to, just not do it or to just stop. You know, if you watch a lot of short form content, like at the moment, you're gonna start feeling drained because you're not getting that constant stimulation because your brain is getting used to um having something to see or hear or watch or interact with all the time. Which is bad. It's really bad for you because when you get out of the house, that's not how things work. You don't like have a job where you're constantly being stimulated, and even if you did, you would get overwhelmed really easy because you're used to that short, easy stimulation, and you actually work for things. Then you get fucked. You really do. And I'm speaking from experience from this summer. I worked in a beach bar, and that shit was horrible. Not because, well, it was also like really hard labor. You had to do physical shit, other than be a waiter. But what killed me most was being like disconnected. Like, oh, I'm missing this and I'm missing that. And I feel like that's the main driver in things of this nature, and you know, apps and then social media and YouTube. I don't know. I don't think YouTube counts as. I don't count it as. Because it's really not. um, but they play into it really well, and they trick you, like, so that you keep going. Like, there's rewards. There's like, now Discord has rolled an update that tells you when someone joins a VC, and it's like, okay, why do I need to know that? And it's just so that you just go into VC again. It's just so that, like, you know that you're missing something. You want to go home. You want to just stay inside and there. Everybody else. And what pisses me off the most is they're doing this for money. They're ruining, well, not Discord specifically, I'm saying. Discord is probably the least offender of this. I'm gonna be honest. The best offender of this is TikTok. I think the list from the ones that I've used, TikTok is the most, then Instagram, YouTube, and then Discord. Well, no, actually. Depends on how you use Twitter. If you pay for Twitter, then you're fucked. I don't know what to tell you. I haven't paid for Twitter, so I can't really speak on that. But it goes TikTok, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. In that order are the ones that affect me the most. Even though I don't use TikTok, but I know how it is. Like, my mom's fucking glued to that phone because of TikTok rewards and the TikTok shop and the TikTok whatever. And it's really annoying because seeing my mom get caught into it, it means that it's not only us that's affecting. It's also older generation that just get affected by it too, and they actually spend money. Like my old boss and all. The amount of times that they received a package from TikTok shop was insane. I'm telling you. Like, it was like probably once a week, and it wasn't like small packages either. It was like big orders. It was like, do you buy this much stuff? And she said like, oh, my favorite content creator used it. That it was really good, and then she got it, and it was shit. But the next week she bought another thing that she was promoting. But it's, I guess it's also, older people believe everything on the internet, even though they were the ones telling us to not do that. Kind of funny. But older people are very naive when it comes to the internet. And some of them is because, you know, they just don't know better, and the other ones are like, they're too good of a person to realize that they're being lied to. I don't blame them either. I've gotten lied to on the internet as well. I think everybody has at some point. If you don't, then fucking damn. But it older people are more susceptible to it, I feel like, because they come from a time where everything they said, every information they had, not every, don't get me wrong, I'm not like a, are you serious? I'm not like an expert in this, but I feel like they got fed more information than what we are now. For example, you know, America and all that stuff. I just want. America right now, there's a lot of gaslighting and lying to their citizens, which, it, why? It's probably the worst thing ever to do to your audience, because, you know, I know that some things are just, not some things. Some people know, but that's not the majority of the population. The majority of the population doesn't know or doesn't care enough to see the truth and live that state of, hey, this works, so I'm going with it. Which, no, shouldn't do that. I don't think that's a good thing to be going around with. Especially knowing that it's affecting your life in such a major way. Like, if my life depended on one person, like how a lot of people are, because a lot of people are getting deported in America because of the ICE. I don't live in America, by the way. I'm talking from what I've seen on the internet, and like I've seen other people talk about. I'm not an expert. I haven't lived through this. I don't know anything. I know some things about it. Like, a lot of people that would get affected by ICE deporting people voted for ICE to be there. And that's just because they were fed lies, or they thought like, oh yeah, surely not me because I voted. But no, dude. Yes, you. Especially you. Like, people are so stubborn, and I saw a mass, like, recently when it was like, it came out that Trump sucked off Bill Clinton. That was really fucking funny. But I also, like, saw a lot of Trump supporters burning the hat. And it's like, okay, so you burn the hat at sucking a dick, but not burn a hat at killing millions of children, or like promoting killing millions of children by giving billions to Israel. Like, I don't know. It might just be me, but sucking a dick is not that bad. Like, I feel like Israel has killed more children than there is in a cum shot. Is this crazy to say? I feel like if Bill Clinton comes, it's not gonna be the end of the world. But if Israel keeps going, then it's gonna be the end of, not the world, but a bunch of fucking lives that could just be something great. And you're stopping that because, whatever, I don't know the reasons for President Donald Trump. He probably has some fuck-ass reasons related to money, possibly. Everything's about money these days. There's no moral compass. There's no moral high ground. There's no moral anything. If you do something, it has to be for money. Or, to be honest, if you're not rich, or you're not born into a family that does things for a living, it's really hard to get by. And I'm talking from experience of seeing my friend who was born into a family like this, and me was not born to a family like this, and struggling to even land a single thing of a job. It's sliver of a job. The only times that I get a job is in high demand. That's on summer and left for 3 months. Yeah, I go back to having no job. But you'd be like, oh, but it gives you experience. Yeah, people don't really care about that. Oh, but people don't really care about it, to be honest. They were like, oh yeah, English helps you. Man, no, it doesn't. I've I've been speaking English my whole life, basically, at this point, and I speak English every day of my life. But there's still like, it hasn't helped me land a job. It has helped me in jobs, of course. But other than that, no, that's it. It doesn't help you get hired again. It doesn't help you people interested in you, because at this point it's more of like something something everybody has. I get, but it's not impressive to know English anymore, and it's not something you look for in an employer because everybody knows it. So I actually had a discussion with my dad. It ended up being pretty harsh on both of us. We didn't talk to each other in a few days. But he was talking about, well, I was job hunting for the millionth time. And he was like, "Oh, I have a friend that needs a waiter." And I was like, "Okay, I mean, you know, I hate being a waiter, but if it is if it is the work that there is, then the work is work, you know." And I asked, "Hey, where's the restaurant?" He was like, "Oh, I'm not telling you." What? I was like, "No, I'm just not telling you." And I was like, "Why?" He was like, "You have to find it yourself, and they're looking for someone who speaks English." And I was like, "Okay, well, my English is excellent. Why don't you just tell me and get me a job?" And he was like, "Nope." Like, what? Like, no, because you have to find it. I was like, okay, English doesn't really like, because he was putting English as his like front that's gonna help me find any job I want. And I was like, okay, people don't care for English, because if businesses cared for English and teaching their employees, then I would have a job. I would have a job like right now on the best thing that I could get in town, but I don't. So English don't really matter, and I have experience on a lot of different things. Like I've worked in construction, I worked as a waiter, I worked, I don't know, you fucking name it. So it's like, how did I end up in jobs? Question mark. Either way, back to TikTok, or I guess the brain thing. Oh fuck! Hey, that's what I get for talking about jobs. Hold up. Okay. That don't help. Fine. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people's creative curve is stumped because of that lack of patience with anything. And I don't think I can be argued out of that, to be honest. I think Jesus. I think that's just the whole truth. I think that a lot of people are dumped in life, and they feel sad, and they feel the way they feel because of pervert content, I would say. It's not like, I don't know. I generally think that's just how it is. Okay, can you how the fuck did you what? Sure. I have no money. Fuck. And it's happening to me too. I'm not talking about this like, oh yeah, no,
This is just something that happens to people. I know it also happens to me, and it's one of the reasons why right now I'm kind of just not doing anything in my life, because there's anything to do that is getting away from, you know, this type of thing. It kills me inside to do it. To just like get out of the house is horror for me, I guess. And it's causing me to lose friends. And I don't want it for, I don't want that for anybody, because if you know me, I haven't had many close friends, and I've already lost the ones I had. So if you have anything to do, just uh stop watching short form content, I guess, and then, you know, indulge in better things. I'm not asking you to start doing like writing down things in a notebook like I started doing, or like getting in, like, I don't know, therapy kind of thing, like therapy, what should we call it? Damn. Therapy exercises. I'm not asking you to do that, because when my therapist told me to do those, I was like, this does not help me, and I hate it. So I'm not asking you to do that, but if you feel like shit, try it. Just not using your phone that much. Um, how do I say this? I don't know, like, a good thing that I did was just try sitting in silence, and you'll realize how little time passes. Like when you don't have something on you. And I don't know why we have this urge, or not urge, but this need to have time pass as fast as possible, because I hate that. I really don't like that. I feel like we should appreciate the moments we're here, and appreciate when uh appreciate things when we need to really appreciate them. And I feel like a lot of things cost that, either being on the phone getting that stimulation, or being off the phone and wanting this stimulation, only thing that you can focus on. I feel like that's a really sad thing to go about, and it's a really sad thing to live for. I don't want to like be like this my whole life. I don't want to, I definitely don't. I just keep this to, but um it sometimes it is what it is. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not taking that. I'm sorry. I like normal weapons. I'm like these bombs. I don't want to live like that. I want like a normal life, and I want a normal brain, and I want to be normal. Have a normal relationship where I don't have to doubt myself because of things that I saw on a video, or like the only form of content, or the only form of expressing myself is those reels that they make, that, you know, they're like, oh, I love you, and picture of a bunny. That's not the only way that I want to say. This doesn't happen to me yet, at least. I'm not that brain rotted with things, but um, I don't want that to happen to me or anybody, because I feel like the world would be way worse. Damn. A way worse place. Stopped feeling and expressing ourselves, and being so into the things that we get into just because they tickle our brain. I feel like sometimes the struggle is necessary, and sometimes we need that those awkward moments of silence, and, you know, the hard talks, and being able to suffer through um the work of art. And I don't know, just how do I say this? What's the word? Bro, take it. Damn. But being able to work through the moments and being able to hate what we do. I feel like that's a really important thing to do. Like, you have to hate this thing, and you have to hate what you do. Because I hate art. I hate making art, but I also love it. I want it to be something live off of, and I would love it if I could have just a house with my girlfriend, and we're both artists and we both live through it with our art, and it would be incredible. But I also would hate it. I would hate it for all my life. Like, at the second I open my drawing program, or maybe I turn into painting or sculpting, the second I would grab that clay, or the second I would grab that paint, I would die. I would hate it. It's more money. It's whatever. But I feel like that process is necessary to actually enjoy things, and think the same comes from life. I think in the same way, we need to ground ourselves and feel like, and get like, it's really hard to get these thoughts out because I'm thinking of a million. But I feel like we need that suffering to keep going. It's a driving thing, and I sound like a personal coach, but I'm not trying to be, because I hate those type of people. But they are kind of right sometimes, and it is what it is. They're right. And you have to deal with it. But I hated them, and I ignore a lot of people like that, because I just don't like the preachy. I don't like being preachy. I don't like things like that. But if it is what it is, man, it is what it is. Like, if things are that way, it's because, or like, if a lot of people say they are, it's because, they probably are. Things are probably bleak. Things are probably like going to shit, and maybe you do need that little like stick in your back poking you every now and then to keep you going. Of course, not everyone's the same, but I feel like it doesn't matter if you are the same or not. I feel like the human mind is wired that way, and it really doesn't matter if you respond to this criticism or whatever. Like, you prefer positive reinforcement or negative reinforcement, or it really, I don't think it really matters. I don't. I think that we're all wired in a way where we have to suffer, and even if you don't want to do it, you're gonna have to do it. But it is life, and you have to stick up and do it. Which, it comes with the art block as well, of like, hey, I can't draw. But then the moment I start drawing, like just doing random things, then things start getting better, and I get more into the group, but so I don't know. I think those are my thoughts, and I feel like I obviously need to improve myself on the things, but I'm also letting people know, like, you can be aware of this and still in it. You know what I mean? Like, you can still be part of the problem. Well, not part of the problem. You're not part of the problem. You didn't make the system. But you can still be caught by it. But also at the same time, know about it and know that it's bad, and know that you have to stop it. Like, it's a reasonable thing to think about. Like, if you feel like shit, you feel like shit, and you shouldn't, devalue it because, oh, I feel like shit because of this thing. And it I don't think it matters of why you feel like shit. If you feel like shit, then you feel like shit, and it is what it is. Each person is different. Fuck off. Each person goes at their own pace, and each person responds to things differently. But the consensus that the word? I don't think it's the. But the main point is. Sorry, I woke up recently. That sounds like shit. You know, the point is that they keep you in a trap just on purpose. Like you feel like shit because they want you to feel like shit. They want you to use their services. You're buying and new subscription. There's a new subscription or whatever, and they want you there. And I don't blame you for being a part of it. I'm not shaming anybody. This is the last thing I want because I know that, like I'm too ashamed as well. If anything, I'm the one to be shamed the most because I'm also making a YouTube video, but it's also like long YouTube videos. I mean, I guess that also helps with the problem. It also is helping me with my problems of being not that awkward and getting my string of thoughts correctly, which I don't speak much. I'm not gonna lie. I actually just I'm usually quiet in general, mostly because I don't really know what to say. I feel like if I say anything, it's gonna be like, well, yeah, dumbass, like that kind of thing. Like I feel like anything that I would say would be too obvious. Like this, all of this is pretty obvious. I feel like everything that I've said here, except my personal experiences, are pretty obvious to anyone that's on the internet and that thinks a little bit more ahead than what's put in front of their eyes. But thinking about other things. Thinking like, oh, am I gonna edit the video? Probably not. The silence. What was I gonna say? Another point that I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I mean, I guess I can talk about this. It's a recent development. I guess. It sounds corny like every other thing that I said, like you have to suffer or whatever. But you know, it comes to show that I'm still alive this year, that things do get better. They really do, like they actually do. I never believed it either. Then they did. Now I'm like, I have a girlfriend that really loves me and I love her back, and I have really good friends, and you know, things really do get better, and if you work for it, it will. At the beginning of the year, I had plans already of there's no online way of saying this. Taking my own life. I was gonna commit suicide, and it's not hard to talk about it, because you know, every year I used to put a little calendar and be like, hey, this is the day, and if things didn't get better from them, I would just do it. But then last year the date came, and things didn't actually get better, and I was made with that decision, not really decision, but I was made with the moment of, oh shit, like what am I gonna do? Am I gonna do it? And of course not. I mean, if I did it, I wouldn't be here. But I was like, okay, I always gave myself one more year, and it felt like, oh, maybe I do want to actually stay alive, and it's not something that I want to actually do, because I don't know how to explain this without thinking about it too much, because I don't really like to think about death. But you know, death is death. Like like it's over. Like there's nothing else. Like that's it. Like it's over. And like you did that and you're done. And I thought about it, and I was like, okay, at the beginning of the year, I was in the lowest point of my life, and it didn't really get better until, you know, recently when I was this later half of the year, which it wasn't that good all the way through this second half of the year. But I did improve. Especially later on as the year went on, it did really improve. You know, finding my girlfriend and meeting up with my girlfriend. You know, she lives in a different country. So we met up, and it was wonderful. It was one of the best weekends I've ever had in my life, I would say. It was really lovely having that connection with someone that I've been trying to find, and having it be so special, and having something I haven't had in possibly around 10 years. It's something amazing. It is. And you know, I didn't expect to find anybody ever again, but then I did. And I also didn't expect it to get better, but then it did. And I also didn't expect to reach my goals, but then I did. And it just shows that if you do really want to work for things, really want things to improve, then it will. As long as you put the effort in it. As long as you know, you're there for yourself. You have to be there for yourself. Most and foremost, or whatever the saying is, or like first and foremost. I don't actually know. Both sound right in my head. But at the beginning of the year, I was really alone. I mean, I had friends and my friends were there for me, but I never really want to rely on my friends, even when I'm like in the worst moment of my life, because it doesn't feel right. Not to me, at least. Like, when I needed my friends, I've gone there to them and then talked about things with them. But I used to spend weeks like not talking to anybody because it didn't feel right to pass it down to other people that might be struggling. I have to say, looking back, this is the worst thing I did in this entire year, because they're there for you. And speaking from actual experience of like those people that are like, oh no, I don't want to bother. You don't bother. You really don't. If people say that they want to be there for you, then they will be there for you, because why would they say it either way? If it's just for being nice and like, oh yeah, no, they're being nice to me because I'm feeling bad, well then fucking go to them either way. Even if it's just like, if you feel like you're bothering, then go bother them. that was my that was my thinking way back when. But if you have people around you, even if it's not talking directly about it with them, be there with them, and you know, enjoy your time around people you know and people you feel comfortable with. If you do have people you know and feel comfortable. If not, then I don't know. Or I don't have that field of experience. I've had at least one friend group throughout my life, and I'm really thankful for that, because I've never been truly alone. I've always had at least one person with me. I'm really thankful for those people that are that have been in my life for so long. Even then, you know, I've had my family checking up on me sometimes, because you can really tell when I'm not feeling well. It's not like I try to hide it. I used to try to hide it, but then I was like, there's no really any point. Like, if I'm feeling bad and I don't want to talk about it, then I won't talk about it. But you know, if people sorry, if people respect your privacy and, you know, and they're good friends, then they'll understand that you don't want to talk about things, and that's fine. That's perfectly okay. That's perfectly. And if you don't want to talk about things, then they'll understand, like, oh, hey, okay, I'll give you space. Or, like, do you want someone to be there with you? Things like that. Like, what really helps me, instead of talking about things, is having someone there with me. Be it, like, in text or call or in person. It's just silence, or we doing something completely unrelated. Not talking about it. It really helps. I hate being pushed to that thing. And my parents used to do it. So I just talk to them and be when like, hey, like sometimes when I'm feeling bad, I just prefer to have some time alone. I don't help or advise. I need time to process things. I need time to be with myself and think, and you know, I want to be okay with myself before talking about things with other people. You know, that didn't always apply. There are some times where um I needed immediate action. Oh my god. I needed immediate um someone with me. And they provided with it when I needed that, and they also provided with silence when I needed it. Provide with silence is sounds kind of weird. Oh, not the one I wanted. Just gave me perkaholics, so fine. But I've I'm really I've been really lucky to have a family that treats me this way. Um, because most people don't find this. Most people don't exactly have a family that supports them this way. Because my family has, supported me. Oh fuck, it's over. It's over. Yep, that's fine. But I haven't had any problems with my family, and I don't know. I feel like having that is a really good thing. But I'm gonna end the video here. I'm running out of things to talk about. Not really. There's a lot of things to talk about always. But I'm gonna keep it one match at a time. So thank you for watching if you did. Sorry it's a long video. But it is what it is. Goodbye. I'll see you next month maybe. I'm not sure when I'm gonna record one of these again, but I'll see you soon.